Today I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, and relationships, how difficult they are. But I know that most of you have family relationships that aren't great. I always considered myself a throwaway child. I don't remember much love whatsoever. In my whole life, my father only told me one time he loved me. And I was in my 40s when he did that. I have a big flaw. It's always been a flaw or a fault or whatever you want to think. I've always been brutally honest, and I mean brutal. I've never pulled any punches, particularly when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I'm trying to put more filters on, and they say you lose your filters as you get older. I've added filters. I had no filters when I was younger. I called you on everything. At least what I thought was the truth. I always believed the truth. You're better off telling the truth than you are a lie. Unfortunately, many people can't take accountability for their actions. And many of those people are family members. I'll give a good for instance. I'll be jumping all over because I have so many good examples. I lived with my brother. We were in our 30s. And we rented a house together, and we were living together. And one weekend, my brother took off. Now, I didn't see him before he took off. Sometimes he disappeared on the weekends. But it was never none of my business. We didn't dig into each other's businesses. My brother and I did not know each other that well. We were always separated, so we had very little time as children and as adults of being together. So this was our first real time of really sharing and getting to know each other and being together, and we're in our 30s. So my brother takes off, and he disappears for a whole weekend. And he comes back on a Monday or a Tuesday after he gets off work. I guess he took some time off from his job. He was a bricklayer, a mason, marble, all of that. Did the fancy marble stuff. He worked on the Monterey Aquarium. So he was one of he did a lot of work there. So anyway, to make a long story short, he takes off. And when he comes back, after work, I get home, and my brother is furious. He's furious. And the minute I walk in the door, I can barely get my purse put away, and my brother starts yelling at me. Why did you do it? Why did you tell Dad? Why? And he just went off. And I'm looking at him, what the heck are you talking about? You told Dad where I went this weekend, and you had no right, and he's all mad at me. But I said, what are you talking about? I'm just looking at him. I have no idea what he's talking about. I go, wait a minute, stop. Did you tell me where you were going? What? I said, did I see you before you left? No. I said, so did you tell me where you were going for the weekend? No. I said, so how could I tell Dad something I didn't know? Oh, Dad was lying. I go, how could I tell Dad where you went if I didn't know where you went? You never told me where you were going. You never said goodbye. You never said anything to me. I have no clue where you were this weekend. So you want to tell me where you were? Well, he went to my sister's. After he left, my sister called my dad and told him everything. And my brother was taking a mini vacation, and he owed Dad some money. And so when Shirley told him, Shirley begged Dad not to let Art know who told him. So there could only be one person who told him, or me. So Dad told my brother that it was me who told him to protect my sister. I said, why would you do that, Dad? Well, because you're stronger than she is. You know, she has a hard life, and I just wanted to keep her relationship with her brother okay. But you didn't care about mine. I'm just getting to know my brother. We're living together, and you lied about protecting my sister. This has always been the case. Everybody lies for my sister. Protect her, my poor sister, my older sister. Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. My poor sister. This has been the way it has been forever. You know, she has never taken accountability for anything she's ever done. She wants everybody to lie for her. Can you tell we don't have a good relationship? I don't think we've spoken in 30 years. I will probably never speak to her again. I don't want to. She is so negative, and she is so devastating to me because she cannot take accountability for anything she's done. My sister was married 4 times. I missed all her weddings. Her first wedding, I was in the area, but I wasn't allowed to go because I was a minor. I was 15 at the time. She was 18, and my aunt and uncle wouldn't take me. I had no way to get there. Her 4th marriage, I don't think I was in the area her 2nd and 3rd. Her 4th marriage, I'm bad. Okay, I'm going to tell you I'm bad. Her 4th marriage, I said to them, they go, oh, you want to come with us? Dad and my stepmom. No, I said, tell her I'll come to the next one because this is 4. I'm sure she's going to do 5. So I'll come to the next one. Oh, my sister was so mad. Oh, my gosh. Well, it's true. How many marriages can you do before you get it right? You know, I don't know, but I'll come to one of them one of these days. Just keep getting married. That's all I can say. Not good. Not good. So I found that even in business, being honest doesn't always pay. And then it does, too. But our relationships, we have to think about that. We have to think about how we respond to certain things, what we say to certain things. I am still honest. And I've lost subscribers over it. I had a good example is I had a subscriber, really, really nice lady. I really liked her. But she tended to lecture everything, and she wouldn't stop. And once we became friends, she would fill up my phone with text, lecturing me on my channel, lecturing me on this, and she's a very nice lady, but she's never had a channel. She's never done what she's talking about. She's just giving me advice, okay? Unwanted advice. So, finally, I kind of just really kind of said, you know what? If you continue to fill up my text and continue to call, I'm going to have to block you. So that kind of slowed down. But then, when my heart surgery came about, well, she had a family member who'd had a heart attack, who'd had heart surgery, whatever. I just didn't want to hear it. I was really not mentally willing to listen to someone else's. Everybody's different. So my heart was different. I only wanted to listen to doctors. And she started lecturing me. Oh, but you have to do this. You have to do that. And I finally said, stop. And she goes, well, you don't want to talk to me. I said, I don't want to talk to you about this. This is something I'm going to only talk to the doctors and my son about. It really upset her. And she goes, well, yeah, that's normal. Yeah, now that you've used me. Wait a minute. And now we've never spoken. She unsubscribed. How dare you? This is unwanted advice. Maybe you have good advice, but the problem is everybody's different. And not everybody wants to listen to your advice. Not everybody wants to watch my videos. and listen to my advice or listen to my experiences. It is a choice and an option. And don't take it personal. So family relationships are very difficult. Any kind of relationship. If this is the way I feel, if you cannot be honest in a relationship, it's not a relationship. If I can't ask you a question and you not give me an honest answer, a real answer, it's not about because I'm a YouTuber or I'm Lindy or this. If you need to give me an honest answer, and we need to talk honestly about it without either one of us getting upset. I've had other subscribers that I've met. I'm just talking about subscribers now because that's very current. Family is the same way. That I've literally had really heated discussions with on certain things. And yet we still remain friends. They're still a subscriber. We still are social with each other. You have to be able to have a conversation and not make it personal. It's my opinion. It's your opinion. We have a right to our opinions. But don't take it personal. It's not personal. It has nothing to do with being personal. It's how you feel at the time and what you believe at the time. That could change, but it's still not personal. And if you want a friendship, you have to be honest, at least I think, with your friends. If they ask you a question, you have to tell them the truth. Don't just lead them on and give them the answer they want. Give them the answer you feel is right. Maybe you give them the wrong answer. But at least be honest with your answers. When you have friends, be honest with them. And when they ask a question or they ask your opinion, give an honest opinion. And many people don't. They just want to give us what we want to hear. Well, maybe I really want to hear something. I just want to hear your opinion. And maybe I won't like it. That's okay. It's okay. But relationships, whether it be in the family, friends, I really consider more friends now than I had when I was younger. When I was younger, I was very strong. My personality was very strong. It was very overwhelming. And yet it wasn't. I had very weak spots. I didn't have as much confidence as I presented. Certain areas I had total confidence, but mainly social areas, no. I never felt socially adaptable or socially fit in. And my family did a lot to that. Out of the 3 children my dad had with my mom, I was always the one he could never deal with. I was so over the top honest. I called him on everything. Everything. And when he passed, only one time did he ever tell me he loved me. Only one time did he really talk to me and say how sorry he was about the way I had been treated. Because he was giving cars and trucks and boats to my sister. She needed it. He was giving money to my brother and other stuff. But me, he never gave a thing. He finally one day, and when he was having this conversation, I was putting in a washer and dryer. He wrote me a check for $500. The only $500, the only amount of money I ever got from my father. He never gave me a nickel towards my washer and dryer because he knew I was having a hard time. He goes, I've never given you anything. You've never asked for anything. I've never given you anything. I've always shown favoritism to the other 2. And it's true. Never did a thing for me. Now, I had a lot of time with him. I would travel with him and my stepmom on the weekends. I was always at their house on the weekends. I was trying to figure out who I was and why my family didn't care for me. So my mother's passed, my dad's passed, my brother and sister are still alive. We do not speak. We do not speak. I have other brothers and sisters I speak with all the time. Stepsisters, half-sisters. Yeah. but not the immediate family. Don't feel like you have to. They did nothing but harm me. They did nothing but bring me down. They never built me up. You need a relationship. Whoever you have that relationship with needs to build you up, not bring you down. That's an expired relationship. Walk away from it. No matter how hard it may be, walk away from it, you'll feel better. I just thought these were just things on my mind this morning. I just woke up. I'm working on my garden. I've got some other videos going, but I thought I'd just tell you a little bit of a story about my kinds of relationships. What I've had, mainly family, has been very, very, very negative. So, very lucky to have a wonderful son. You have a great day. I'll see you next time.